Welcome back. I'm Brent Meredith, and we're talking Nashville Pride Festival details and parade details. Back again with me are Pam and Nashville Pride board member, almost called you Chuck. Sorry, Phil. Cobucci.
It's okay.
Chuck's not here, clearly, so I'm trying to find him. I am very sorry about that.
No.
So let's pick back up. We were talking about the parade a little bit before we went to break. I'm curious, you mentioned sort of briefly the route, but kind of tell everybody where it's going to start and maybe where the best place to sort of stand to see it.
Anywhere on Broadway.
Anywhere on Broadway.
Between 8th and 2nd Avenue.
Okay.
That is where you want to be.
But I think you're coming down.
You're coming downhill. So, I mean, there's like that great promenade in front of Bridgestone Arena. That would be a good spot.
Yeah.
But there are different activations and different media spots and businesses that will be sort of set up along the route as well.
I see.
But we have the whole street closed. So
fantastic, because I know that was always a goal of ours, but it's so expensive to close down the street and have the police there and whatnot. So congratulations on finally getting there. And I know that you said earlier you can't share anything, but come on and tell us something. What's something that we need to be ready for? Is there any? Can you give us a hint? If you can't, that's fine. But I like to.
I mean, what I will tell you is that the engagement and the opportunity for people to be involved in this has been, people are so excited.
Okay.
And so we are sold out of parade space.
Okay.
Which we did not think we were going to be.
Well, honestly, not to be critical, but I wasn't sure either, because like it's been so long. How many people are going to be willing to build a float? Because the last time we built a float, it took a minute.
I know, but people want a parade.
They do.
Yeah, there's a big contingent. They feel like that's
so true.
Have to have that element.
Yeah,
so
well,
true.
And part of having a parade is having Grand Marshals, and I know that you guys have picked some. I'll let you speak to that.
Students of Stonewall.
Yep.
It will be our Grand Marshal this year from the Oasis Center. We are so thrilled that they have decided to be a part of this. They are some energetic, beautiful youth that are involved in this work, specifically around educating people in their circles around LGBT issues. And so it's really, really exciting that they are sort of going to be sort of forging the path for the future as we look towards the next 50 years. So I'm really excited about them.
The next 50?
Yeah, right? Can you believe?
The next, well, there are two others that are sort of honorary Grand Marshals as well.
So we have Ty Herndon as an honorary Grand Marshal, as well as Joseph Interrante from CARES.
And he's retired this year, so that was a nice honor.
Just retired.
Oh, there we are. There we have the three right there. Joe's on the left, and obviously Ty's on the right.
And we actually will be announcing some other Grand Marshal, honorary Grand Marshals in the coming days.
Oh, okay. So, not Kid Rock this time, right? No. I'm just
no.
Remember that whole thing? Anyway, not to get off on a tangent. So, what's new at this year's festival? I know that I ask that every year, and there's probably a million things you could say, but people that have been coming the last few years, they want something different every time. So, what besides the parade, what can they expect when they walk in the festival?
So, 225 vendors. We've been sold out of space since March. And so Jack and our festival director and his team have been working tirelessly to ensure that businesses and organizations and faith communities, et cetera, want to be involved. There is a way to do that. And so we are really excited about the number of the number of organizations that are involved this year. We are anticipating about 50,000 people over the course of the 2-day festival, so it's going to be a packed experience. But we are making some positive changes to encourage just a space to be, right? And so there are more tents this year. We do have an ADA section for our family with disabilities, and so that's a big change that we've made this year. We have water filling stations because we know how hot it gets. And so as long as you bring in either a sealed bottle filled with water or an empty container, there will be bottle filling stations throughout the festival.
That's a great idea.
And so we're making some of these changes to ensure comfort and so that people can be engaged and be there for the entire weekend.
Yeah, because I know it can get like if you're there for a couple of hours and get dehydrated, you're ready to go, but you can miss so much.
Right.
Are we going to see the same sort of food trucks at Dederick and the same stage placements?
The same stage placement will be there. We are working with some of our transportation partners to figure out some unique transportation opportunities to get like if you decide to scooter in, if that's still legal in a couple of weeks. There'll be opportunities for that. Our food truck vendors are going to be lined up on 3rd and then also on Dederick, and so that's also really exciting. We have 100 different music acts this year.
I know. I noticed because but I don't want to. So, we're going to talk about entertainment next. But as I was looking at the site, I was like, just kept scrolling picture after picture. I was like, this is great.
Yeah. So the best thing that you can do is download the Nashville Pride app, because it has literally everything that's happening. It has
there's a little graphic there telling folks you can get it on the iTunes Store or Google Play.
There's a fantastic map of the entire festival. You can actually see all of the vendors and organizations, timeline for artists.
One of the things I loved about it last year is you could sit down and you could flag the things you wanted to see, and it would create a unique schedule for you, so you didn't have to keep checking to see what time does this, and that was wonderful. So then you knew exactly, it would give you a reminder. I'm like, oh, I need to go back to the main stage or go to the drag stage. Great idea. Same cost for admission this year?
$5.
$5 to get in, and that are there any? Wasn't there an underage like freebie, or is it $5 per person?
It's $5 per person is the best way to put it.
That's
right?
fine.
And so there is an age limit. I think it's 5 or 6 years old.
Okay.
But what I will tell you is that we are now encouraging people to buy ahead of time because we have really address the gates. That's the other big challenge this year.
You've led right into my next question was, what is that? What have you guys done with that? Because I know it's hard to get everybody in at one time.
It's hard to get everybody in at one time. The gates, especially the ones around the main entrances to the festival, are crushed. Usually from like 10 to noon.
But that's good to note, though, because I noticed last year a lot of people after the walk came into the entrance facing the courthouse, but there were also other entrances. So you don't necessarily have to just go to the one entrance you see closest. There might be a faster one.
That's correct. There's a number of entrances around the entire layout of the park. All of that is available on the app, but buy your ticket in advance because we're going to have some really great wayfinding, so that people who have bought their ticket can zoom right in.
Fantastic.
And so you can visit our website for all the details on that, and how to buy your ticket in advance. You can buy weekend passes. You can even buy VIP. There's a few left.
Well, I was going to ask you if there were any left, the VIP, and then is it too late to get a Friends of Pride membership? Or?
It is not too late. You are buying an annual subscription at this point.
Gotcha.
And so there's a way to do that, and that's Nashville Pride /Friends of Pride.
Yeah. Because I know you've already had a couple of events, but you can still sign on and get that pass. And how many VIPs are we looking at here? We're getting tight?
We're getting real tight.
Okay.
We're getting real tight.
So I know
they will not be available the day of. I can guarantee you that.
You heard not. They will not be. One last question. We got to go to break. Any sponsors you want to make sure you want to mention real quick before we go to break?
Man, we always thank Bridgestone for their constant support. Alliance Bernstein is a big one, and they're really helping fund the parade this year. We have a number of really other great sponsors as well, but they're all listed on the website. They're all being engaged, so we're really excited.
Cool. We're going to go to break and come back with you again, and we're going to talk all things entertainment. So after this short break, we'll have the scoop on this year's entertainment lineup. Some big names performing again this year. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us.